Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the space. My name is Valkyria Verdeur. It's going to be today a reading. Normally I would go live for this, but I feel like recording instead of going live. It's like really early in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. Not a lot of people go on live streams at 6 a.m. unless they've been up all night. So anyways, just a heads up, Pluto Retrograde is going to be, it's May 5th. It starts May 5th at 3:27 a.m. UTC and it goes until October 13th at 14:54 UTC. I just wrote a blog, so I'll go ahead and link that, and that way if you want to go and read it, you have kind of the idea of what to expect or things to look at in your chart, things to look at within your placements. But I do want to get into a reading because as I was writing, I was like, this is going to be really interesting. This is the first retrograde that we're having with Pluto that is happening only in Aquarius. We're not going back into Capricorn. So everything that we're receiving in this harvest, Pluto retrogrades are a time of harvesting and death. Pluto retrogrades naturally have to do with death because Pluto has to do with death, and then retrogrades also have to do with endings and death and reconsideration. So we have kind of a double layer. However, this double layer, because of the way that Saturn right now, which is ruling over the Pluto that's in Aquarius, and there's Uranus involved too, but the blog focused mainly on Saturn and Saturn's movements. There's going to be some changes. We're getting the new life. What is it that you asked for? What is it that you want? Here we go. So now we know. So what do we need to know? More within the spiritual aspect of things. That's something within a Pluto retrograde that I feel curious about. If you feel curious about it, I'm going to sit and read about it. Before we get into it, if you want to become an exclusive sub over on the blog or over on my website, there's information on both of them, either substack.vordr.com or it's www.vordr.art. Either one are going to lead you to the place. There's also astrology and magick.com. It's Magick with a CK. There's more information over there about some things as well. But the reason I bring it up is because those exclusive subs every month, you get new moon, full new moon breakdowns. This previous month, there was a reading at the end. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. So, but there's full breakdowns for the new moons. And then there's once a month blogs on adult magical content. It's like the magic that costs more to practice, so it costs more to learn about, so it's behind a paywall. That comes out once a month. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, there's stuff over on the website to let you know what's going on and what to expect. But for now, let's get into the Pluto retrograde reading. So now that we've had a little wardrobe update, my goodness, I started reading, I was like, wait, hold on, let me put my hair up. We're gonna get serious today. So let's see what needs to happen, what needs to be. New magic coming through, new life, magic, life coming through, new life coming through. That was one of the things I wrote about in the blog. It was like, new life, if you've paid your dues, if you paid Pluto, if you paid death, if you made sacrifices for like a couple years now, this is not something that is just like only within the previous year. That counts, but it's also like for several years. Think about what you've paid to death. What have you sacrificed? What have you left behind? What have you have you done it honorably? Have you done it to honor yourself? Have you done it because you really needed to? Well, okay then. Those are payments too. Sometimes payments in magic, and this goes back to kind of like old magic. And I was talking to one of my clients the other day about the difference between old magic and new magic. And old magic would be the magic that existed. This is how I would define it. Old magic is the magic that existed before we got here. Before you and me got here, before our ancestors got here, before us. New magic is the magic that was made up by humans. We made it up. We played around, we made it up. New magic. Old magic is the magic that doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, it's going to be there. Who you are and where you come from changes how you interact with it. That's for sure. That's the truth. And it's still old magic. So, old magic. But we've got new magic coming in. New magic, new magic, new life. New magic, new life. It's more than that, though. Hold on. What else about this? No longer alone. You're not alone, so work together. You're not alone, so work together. What else needs to be? That's kind of it for this one. Okay. New magic. You're not alone, work together. Aquarius, because Pluto's in Aquarius right now. Aquarius is society, how we relate to other people. It could be just a random person walking on the street. It could be your best friend. It could be your wife. It could be your kids, okay? But society. It could be a person you've never met before and lives in a completely different country on a completely different continent. Society. Aquarius, the world, how we relate to each other. The Aquarius winds can bring us back together. This is a weird statement, but a weird statement? We're talking about fate? Okay. Okay then. Okay then. The Aquarius winds of society, they can bring us back together. You ever met somebody and been friends with them, or like knew them from a certain place, a certain time, and then you live a while and you don't see them for a while, and then randomly you meet them, maybe at a different place. The world is small, you know? The world is small. There's sometimes things like that remind us. The world is small, not a random happen chance coincidence. So, okay. Aquarius. Do I need to read? Let's read with the Fate deck. Thank you. Let's read with the Fate deck. Ooh. Coins Prince. Stop trying to go after money. It's gonna come to you. Stop trying to go after money. It's gonna come to you. How do you make money? How do you receive money? Stop trying to go after money. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, I feel like I'm getting called out too. Sit down, and let people come to you. Let the spirits come to you. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Stop running around. Sit down, sit down. Just sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, and let yourself receive. Sit down. What a like. I could feel the mothers coming through. That's why I say that. Like, my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, sit down, sit down. Let them come to you. If you're someone who knows that that's for you, okay, or you feel like it's applicable because of the kind of work that you do, sit down. They're gonna bring people to you. Sit down. Let them bring people to you. Sit down. Sit down. Stop trying to run around and solve a problem that doesn't even really exist. Sit down. They're gonna bring people to you, okay? They're gonna bring people to you. Don't let it be difficult. Don't let it be difficult. Something about from before. Something from before. I'm not sure when from before for like specific, something from before. Oh, no, this is different. Something from before. This perfect picture of money. You asked for something, okay? You asked for something. People, have you done money manifestation, money spell, money jar, money work, money? Have you done any of that? Because there's about to be what you asked for. You have to let people come to you. You have to let people come to you. You have to let people come to you. You cannot be up. You have to let people come to you. Yeah, this is not a grab bag. What you asked for is not a grab bag. This is not a quick money moment. You asked for something different. You asked for something more than that. You asked for something that is going to be stabilized, it's going to bring security, it's going to be stability, it's going to be something that can last for a long time. Okay. So if that, then let it be that then. Because that's something you bound it up. Because Aquarius, let's talk about a little bit more about Pluto and Aquarius. The air is the binding. You know, like our body, we're bound up by this stuff. We're bound up to be in it by this stuff, which is like earth and water. Okay, well, there's some fire going on, but there's not really a lot of air. We breathe, right? Thank God, we breathe. But like in terms of our body being made up of air, I'm sure when you get into the science of it, there's like little tiny air pockets around all the time. Okay, but in the sense of like how much we are as humans, we are mostly not air. Yeah, we're mostly not air. We're mostly water, and there's a whole bunch of, you know, other stuff going on, but we're mostly not air. So having an air binding, having the air bind us is kind of a different concept. We've had Pluto in Capricorn for a really long time. So Capricorn is the bones to the skin. It's like the hierarchy within our bodies. It's the hierarchies in the world. It's the ancestral hierarchies that are built throughout generations. It's the systems that are built in generations, built without, interesting. Let me go back a little bit. It's the systems that are built without one generation. It's like built multiple generations. It's built within multiple generations. And so because it's built so strange, let there be a rearrange. That's all right. Because it's built within multiple generations, it has to be bound to blood, first of all. That's crazy. Secondly, it has to be bound to the earth. It has to be bound to the things that are law binding. Maybe not necessarily spiritually lawful. Okay, look at the way authority works on the earth right now with the time that we're living in. Track it. Pluto in Capricorn is bound up through generations. And so because it's bound up through generations, it's like, what did the people before you do? How did they do it? Why did they do it? When did they do it? Where did they do it? So for like 20-ish years, 16 years, I think Pluto in Capricorn was, that transit, we were growing, reaping, harvesting, sowing more seeds over and over again of the things that were inherited from the ancestors so that we could fit and society. Ancestors more related though. It's like ancestral systems, ancestral bindings that had built society, that got us to where we are. So we saw this resurgence of understanding how, you know, race and racial identity fits into the world. It was like for people who are in the work, it was a very conscious movement of, we're no longer holding on to these, you know, patterns. We're no longer holding on to these curses. We're no longer holding on to these inheritances. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that going on with Pluto and Capricorn, in part because of that transit, where Pluto is the secrets. It lets us know really what's the truth of things. We have to listen and we have to do the work, but if we do that, we get to see what is the truth of things. Why are these things happening? Where did this come from? Why have I inherited this? What was the purpose of this inheritance? So we've had 16 years with Pluto and Capricorn to figure out on an individual and familial level, the family, the ancestries, who we are, why we are who we are, where we come from, and what are we gonna do with it? Who do we decide to become on the other side of things? I know myself, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the head, a little pat on the back, okay? If you did a good job, you feel like you did a good job, go give yourself a pat on the back, a pat on the head too. Good for you. Okay, so now we have Pluto in Aquarius, and that's bound up through the air that we share, because Pluto in Aquarius is still ruled by Saturn, but it's Uranus that's included as well. So it's not just you, it's not just your family, it's not just how that interacts with the hierarchies and the wealth and the systems. It's also about, and like earning a position, because that's also Capricorn related, it's also about how we relate to society, literally everybody else, literally everyone, it's all of us. So if you have done, especially for people who have been in like social justice work, people who have been active within that previous chapter with Pluto in Capricorn is foundational for things that are going to be occurring during Pluto in Aquarius. I don't know exactly how, okay? We haven't gotten to that part totally yet, clearly within specification of action, but Uranus is also like, what are you going to do together? How are you going to do it? You going to create? Are you going to go do it? Go create. Go create, go create, go create. Uranus is the primordial being, and so it's before time, order, and structure. It's very creative. Doesn't really give two flying cares about time, order, structure, gravity laws. Really, Uranus doesn't care about that either. So it's the air though. So just to give some perspective on the difference between those two. And then it's the air. So it's like the air that we share with each other. It could be that you're talking about something and then there's a person who's all the way over across the world who's talking about something similar. And because you both are talking about the same thing through the air, now you're bound together. That sounds crazy, okay? That sounds crazy. That's a crazy concept. That's a crazy, crazy concept. It could be that you and your neighbor are talking about something and how do I say, you and a person who is like in your town, in your place, are talking about something, and it changes the air also. So it's like what you talk about and how you talk about it, the air hears you. The air is listening. The winds are listening. Okay, Aquarius is the air that goes all the way to the edge of the earth. It goes all the way up there. It goes all the way out. And because it goes all the way up there and it goes all the way out, it also comes all the way back down. The Pluto and Aquarius winds are the big winds. The Pluto and Aquarius winds, well, Aquarius winds. We have Pluto there right now too, but like the Aquarius winds are the big winds. So if you're someone who listens to nature, if you're someone who listens to the unpredictable things, or spirit lets you know when storms are going to come and lets you know kind of what's going to happen, if that's a gift that's been given to you within the gifts that you have spiritually, this is an era to definitely pay attention. Go listen. Go listen. Go listen. Go sit with the trees and listen. I need to talk to myself when I'm saying this too. Go sit with the trees and listen. Go out into nature and listen, because they're going to have some big things to say. They're going to have some big things to say. So because it's the air that's binding, sometimes there's air that we get stuck with as well until we get to a Pluto retrograde. Now, Pluto retrogrades, they help us to reorder, restructure, rearrange the air that we have been living in. And sometimes that feels strange. Reordering the air, restructuring the air, you're telling me that the air that I've been bound to for a long time is now coming off of me so that I can be bound to new air again? How does that even work? If you listen to the way I experience this, right? If you listen to the wind, because that's something I do. I listen to the wind, I listen to the air. What is it that I'm hearing? What are like repetitive patterns of things I'm hearing? How am I listening to it? Where is it coming from? Is there things that I like? Is there things I agree with? And because it's Pluto, you might be bound to it and not know the totality of it. So you may be, experiencing patterns of listening to things, same music. Maybe when you're listening to the wind, there's like certain words that continue to come through. Those bindings during a Pluto retrograde come off of us and leave so that we can receive something. So anything that has possibly been blocking you, thank you, Pluto, and thank you, this retrograde, and thank you, Spirit. Anything that's been possibly blocking you, let's take it all the way back to the money stuff. Anything that's possibly been blocking you when it comes to receiving what you already created, magically speaking, for people who have done like money manifestation work, money jar, money spell, money. money. Okay. You done the money work in the spirit. Anything that in the air bindings has been blocking you, as long as those ancestral roots and things are taken care of and you've done the work to make sure that things are good there, right? Because that's going to also affect the air. Who you are changes what you do. Crazy concept. Whoa. How you relate to yourself and the people that you come from also changes how the air reacts and interacts with you. So just take a second for that one if you need to. It's a big concept, because it's like the trees also help to create the wind. You know what I mean? So it's like how we are rooted to the earth changes. Crazy concept, guys. Whoa. Every type of magic that we do is ancestral. You are an ancestor, walking, living, breathing. So every kind of magic that you do is ancestral. Every single living person in your family and how you relate to them changes the magic that you create. How you have decided to bind yourself up to the cycles that have come before you. And listen, sometimes it takes time to get through stuff. So give yourself patience if you're still working through stuff, because we're human. We're kind of always working through stuff. And also, if you've done a lot of work to root out and get rid of things that are are toxic, and you've done the work to do the healing, and you've done the work to do the strengthening, and you've done the work to do the honoring and the victory, however that might apply, because it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody makes different decisions and we all come from different people. So, just make sure that one, you didn't lie, and two, think about the justice aspect of it. At least that would be my advice. Think about the justice aspect of it. Are you bringing justice to yourself? Are you bringing justice to the world? And justice with a capital J. That's what I'll say. Okay. Yeah. Justice with a capital J. Think about it that way. Think about it that way, because we'll leave it be, but think about it that way. Okay, so that's going to change how you relate to those air. It's going to change how you relate to other people. Think about that. If you've done a bunch of inner justice work and you've worked on a bunch of stuff ancestrally, and then you're around people who maybe haven't done that, it's hard to relate to people who haven't done that. Discernment, right? So there's something that you ask for, and anything that anything that could be blocking your path to receive that is now being removed, is now being warded out, is now being changed, is now being altered, is now being rearranged. It's time. This money magic manifestation. MMM. money magic manifestation. Yummy, okay? Ridiculous. They had me abbreviate another thing the other day. I was talking about the dark moon and the Lilith placement in astrology, and it came through as the Didifa. So silly. The Didifa. Anyways, okay, so the yummy, that's about to come through. This money magic manifestation. But you gotta stop, because if you think about the wind, okay, if you're getting up and you're moving the wind, and how is the wind supposed to bring anything to you? Sit and receive. Sit and receive, okay? Sit and receive. Everything that you need is gonna come through, and you're gonna leave. And you're gonna go into this new life. You're gonna go into this new world. You're gonna go into this new thing. Good. Take your time with it. Pluto moves slowly for a reason. Can you imagine for a second if the secrets of the underworld moved any faster than they do? I'm good. Move slow. Thank you. Okay. I'm good. Move slow. Let's look at the order. A new order. A new order of fate. Because things are getting unbound, we have the opportunity to rebind some stuff. Is it a well? Is it a hell? Is it a trick? Is it thick? For a lot of people, you know what? I'll share this with you. Yesterday, I went to the store and I saw something about mountain shredding. It was like a shredding company or like a shredding truck. This is not sponsored by them. Okay, I just saw their thing, their truck. It was big. It was a massive truck. It was a massive truck. And when I relate to the mountain in my practice, usually means you're about to go through some tests and some trials. It usually means you're about to be on a long journey and you're going to need to prove yourself, and you're going to have to walk the mountain. Okay, but it was Iron Mountain shredding, and I was walking up to it and I was like, the mountain is being shredded. And I just kind of stared at it. Like the whole entire time I was walking into the store, I just stared at it and I was like, that's weird. Iron Mountain shredding. So like the Iron Mountain, whatever you've been, the mountain you've been on, shredded, done. Because then there was like multiple people in the store. Like I kept seeing mountains. Mountains. There's one lady who had a tattoo of a mountain. There was mountains on a book. Mountains. Mountain. So many mountains. Mountain's getting shredded. You're done with the mountain. Mountain is done. Let it rest. Let it rest then. You don't need to climb like that anymore. You don't need to refine like that anymore. You're also not going to meet the same kind of people. People who are on the mountain are not the same people who are down in the valley in the town. They are very different. Not all the time. Sometimes people from the valley will go up into the mountain, you know what I mean? But a lot of the times the people who are on the mountain they're there for a different reason. Different season, right? Okay, different reason, different season. So this is also going to relate to fire magic. Fire magic. If you're someone who practices fire magic, candle magic, fire burning, if you burn stuff, fire magic, candle magic, this is going to be related to that. It's like all the magical stuff that you burn down or just burned up, called destruction to, called death to, which also calls Pluto in astrology to it, if you've done that, the mountain is done. We have to pay to get off the mountain. Okay. We have to pay to get off the mountain. It's like you pay your fee to enter and then you pay your fee to exit. The mountain in astrology, related, is that true? Yeah, the mountain in astrology is related to Jupiter, okay? Jupiter, I suppose it would be What would that be? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Yeah, Jupiter. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Zeus. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you. Yeah, the mountain in astrology is Jupiter, and Jupiter is luck. Jupiter is luck. Jupiter is like and luck is a neutral thing. Luck is neutral. You can have bad luck, you can have good luck. Sometimes people's good luck is other people's bad luck. Sometimes people's bad luck is other people's good luck. Luck, okay? Luck. The luck that you have earned. Because sometimes we are born into luck. Sometimes we are born into different forms of luck. In society, we're born into different forms of luck with our family. We're born into different forms of luck with what we carry, how we create, okay? And it has to do with order and structure, the patterns that we live in our lives. You know, how do you present to the world? Is there, how do I explain this? Maybe there's a pattern of people always holding the door open for you. That's a form of luck. Maybe you always get a parking spot at the store. That's a form of luck. So it's like the patterns that you see in your life, where Jupiter is in your chart, more specifically, if we're looking on an individual level, okay? The mountain is done. Whatever has been like crappy luck, not in terms of craps and gambling, no, just like crud, gross, okay? Not for you, not true. If you've been, so you're done. The mountain is done. What other things do we need to know about this? Because this is a different order, a new order of fate also. What did you think about? Everything that you brought to death. Think about everything that you're like, yeah, I'm done with this. Yeah, I'm through. I don't want to do this anymore. Think about all that stuff. What did you get rid of? What did you decide that you were done doing? I know for me, and it's going to be related to the stuff that we were talking about earlier, related to your ancestral work, related to your ancestry, related to jobs, hierarchy. It's like more Pluto and Capricorn stuff, because we were bringing death at the end of that transit. And that paved the way for us to receive something different now that we're here. Yeah. Yeah. Something different now that we're here. So think about everything you've done with your ancestral work. Yes, he keeps me on. Think about everything you've done with your ancestral work over the previous couple of years. Saturn entered Pisces March 2023, but it isn't always so exact. I know that when I do the transits on my channel, I'm like pretty specific with stuff, but it isn't always so exact. So the mountain is done. Good, go out and have some fun. Let's look at more order stuff. It feels necessary to do that. Oh, the mothers, hidden mothers, shadow mothers, mothers in the veils, mothers at the altar, mothers in the work, the hidden mothers. You know, I've been asking for a different word. That makes sense. Hidden mothers. The hidden mothers. The mothers who are hidden. They're very around. And also they're hidden. Okay. You are not alone. They are here. Yeah, you're not alone. The mothers are around. Let them help. Let me read the fates of this. Interesting. I kind of like that. Two of Swords. There's a decision that you already made. This has to do with your money also. It could be different though. What did you already decide on? Also think about when Pluto goes direct. It's going to be October time. What are you looking at doing October-ish time? I know for myself, I have some like generalized, and maybe not so specific time frames, but like there's some things I'm looking at doing too. So like, what is it that you're looking at doing around the end of this retrograde? What decisions have you already made about going through this retrograde to have the new life on the other side? And then weave. Woven? Both. Something already woven, something to weave. Something already woven and something to weave. So you're like in the middle. You're in the middle. Something already woven and something to weave. Also, this reminds me of in the article, the blog that I wrote about Pluto retrograde, one of the things I said, let me find it. I talked about payments. I'm going to read an excerpt. Any loss that happens while Pluto's retrograde is like Pluto standing at the gate of your new life, looking down upon you and saying, well, I'll need this as a payment for you to pass. Oh, and maybe that other thing behind you too. Are you willing to let go? With a raised eyebrow and expectance. Oh, Pluto, how I love you. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. This is not the exact same place in the blog, but that's okay. This is on the good news side of things. A lot of us, when we reach the gate of our new life and Pluto is standing there expecting a payment, a lot of us will have already paid him ahead of time, okay? Think about what you sacrificed for the transitions that you're in. Has it been enough of a sacrifice? Only really you're gonna know that. You could talk to the spirits on your team to see, but like, you know, sure in yourself. Be sure in yourself about it. Sure. Just make sure. Sure. Okay, cool. Is there anything that you're holding on to that needs to let go and hasn't gone yet? Now that one, I didn't really expand on that question in the blog, but I'm gonna do it here because one of the things I kept seeing in my vision while I was writing, and I felt like I normally don't have a hard time like writing about things that I'm thinking about, but for whatever reason, this thought, it was hard for me to articulate in the writing itself, but I kept seeing people who are just like, it's like out of desperation or fear. There's a lot of emotions behind it, but people who are just like clinging on to the things that have given them structure, that have given them stability, that have given them foundation, that it's time to go now. It's time to go. And if you don't let go, whatever is being held on, that thing in society is now collapsing. So it's like Pluto's a protective planet. However you might feel about that, because sometimes Pluto pushes us into situations where we got to learn the hard way. We've got to learn in the darkness. It is not always fun, okay? And also, it's a protective planet. So in my opinion, it's a protected planet. In my practice, it's a protected planet. We work with Pluto as protection over here. There's a lot of different things that we work with Pluto with over here, but love you, Pluto. Okay, but it's also protection. So that's true. Thank you. Ooh. If you have something in your life that you're like clinging, okay, clinging on to, like a cling wrap that just does not want to let go. If you hold on to it, and you know you need to let go, then you're going to get swept away with the wind a little bit. So it's not a good time. This is not a good time to hold on to things that you know need to go. If you know it needs to go, let it go. That's Pluto pointing at you and being like, I need that. You want to pass through? I need that thing. And because Pluto's in Aquarius, whether you let go of it or not, it's going to depend on you and your spirit team and the way that you're practicing, and like it'll just depend. But because it's in a societal position, Pluto's swiping it from everybody. It's not just about you. The reason that you are being asked to let go of whatever that thing is bigger than you, and you might not be able to see it yet. You might not be able to understand it yet, but you're being asked to let go for a reason that we are not able to fully comprehend. It's time to get it out. It's time to get it done. And then Pluto, again, about secrets. Once you understand and earn the wisdom, okay, well, now you get why you had to let go of that thing. Pluto asks us to trust. Trust is one of the signifiers of an exchange. I trust you, you trust me. We could make some swaps. We can make some arrangements. But if we don't trust each other, how can that be done? It's not going to be done in a healthy way. It's not going to be done in a conducive. It's not going to be any kind of exchange that either of us would really want. Trust is going to be an activator of exchange, and Pluto is about exchange. So you've got to trust the process. Trust the process. If you know that there are things, so maybe do like an inventory check with you and your spirits and your team on a personal level. Is there anything you know you need to let go of? Is there anything that you're like, yeah, that's time. It's time then. I know for me, I've been sitting with this and I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's a little frightening. It's a little frightening. You're telling me this thing that has given me stability and structure for a long time I'm letting go of so that I can go and do something new? Are you crazy? Yeah, a little bit actually. So let me lean into it. Okay, let me lean into it. Let me practice more, because people who are clinging on to the old structures, like, it's a clean sweep, okay? It's a clean sweep. It's a clean sweep. It's a clean sweep. It's a clean sweep. Okay, What else about this do we need to know? Because there's other stuff about the mothers, because this is the mothers coming through to help. Mothers coming through to help, okay? You're not by yourself. You're feeling like you got to let go of stuff. You're feeling a little apprehensive about it. Ask the moms for help, the moms that you can't see, the mothers who are around you in your practice, the mothers that you give offerings to, the mothers, the hidden mothers, okay? They're around, which they are. Help. They're going to help ground. Help them ground by giving offerings, okay? Let them be in the earthly plane. Let them be in the earthly way. And also ask for help. Ask for help, okay. Some things need to stay, okay? Some things need to stay. So discern. Some things need to stay. We're not letting go of everything. Thank the gods. That would be the end of us. We don't need that. We don't need it. I like my life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're not letting go of everything. Hold on. Let's look at the order. We're not letting go of everything. This is also going to apply to the ancestral spaces, because again, how you relate to your ancestors is going to change the way that you relate to society. Sometimes we've got to let go of stuff. Sometimes we've got to really get into the healing work and the destruction work. Sometimes, though, one of the things that Spirit has been working with me recently, because I've been in years of just massive death. Love you, death. Years of massive death when it comes to like an ancestral perspective. And we're going to let it rest for now. Okay? The internet doesn't need to know my total business all the time, and that's all right. So within those years of massive death, though, I've been working a lot in destruction, and there hasn't been a lot that I've been able to hold on to. So one of the things that they're bringing in perspective now is like, sometimes you're going to meet cycles within your ancestry, and you need to feed it. Sometimes the cycle is not done yet. Sometimes the cycle is actually helping you. Sometimes the cycle is good. Subjective, okay? Because I was talking about luck earlier, right? And how the luck is changing, the fates of luck are changing, and luck is kind of like a personal thing. Do you like it? Do you not like it? That's kind of up to you. Luck comes from our ancestors. Luck comes from where we come from. On an individual level, sometimes there's luck that you inherit from certain people, you know? It's like if you're born and it's like, oh, she looks like her grandma, or she looks like the grandpa, or he looks like his grandpa, whatever. Okay, well, probably there's some luck that person has inherited from the person that they look like, okay? If there's a name that's passed down, I've talked about this on the blog before. If there's a name that's passed down in the family, okay, that's to keep the luck of that person alive. So if you're looking at your luck, your ancestral luck, if there's things about your luck that you like, okay, good. Make sure you feed the ancestors who allow you to have that luck then. Make sure you feed the ancestors, especially if you're off the mountain. The luck of the mountain is different than the luck of the valley. You need different forms of luck in both places. You cannot have the same form of luck and do a good job in either space. It has to be different. Sometimes there's crossover. It's kind of like a Venn diagram, right? But like they're different. It's different places. It's different spaces. It's a different experience. It's totally different. So if you've been on the mountain, you needed a certain kind of luck. You had to have a certain kind of luck to get you through the trials, to get you through the not smiles. You had to have a certain kind of luck. That's survivor. That's survivor. That's explorer. That's adventurer. That is all the things that mountains do, okay? So if you've had that kind of luck for like years now at this point for a lot of people, if you've had that kind of luck, it's time to come back. Come back to the luck that's like lucky in society. How are you lucky in society? How do things work out for you in society? That's an ancestral thing. Things work out for you in society. Somebody paid for that. I don't know who it was. Maybe you don't either. Maybe we don't need to know. Let them rest, you know? And maybe give an offering or two. Thank you. Thanks. Love you. Appreciate it. Yeah, because that's ancestral luck. So not everything needs to go. Some things need to stay. Well, figure out your way. Figure out your way. Because we're in a different era now. We're in a different time. Your money's coming in. Again, about money. Also, the physicality is going to change. This is another thing Spirit's been telling me about. Spirit's like, your body's going to change. Your physical world's going to change. Like, where you live is going to change. Physical is different. The physical is different. It's bringing you in harmony. It's grounding. You're being brought into harmony. More prosperity, more harmony of things. Harmony with what you actually want. Harmony with what you actually want. Union with what you actually want. Because think about all the like icky yucky stuff you've been through. You were in union with that too. Gross. You were in union with that too. Get it gone. You know, it's already done. It's already done. Don't cling to it if you don't need to. It's already done. So now that you've made room, the harmony that you're asking for can exist. Don't resist. Change feels weird, okay? Change feels strange. Change is sometimes uncomfortable. And with the North Node in Pisces right now, also, we're being asked to be uncomfortable. We're being asked to be uncomfortable when we're going through change and when we're going through transition. It's going to feel different than maybe normally it would. Looking up. Look up again. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. Oh, yeah, I remember. Look at how beautiful that is. Look up. Give yourself the perspective. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up in the sky. Look up high. Look up. It'll help you to connect with the winds of Aquarius too. Big winds, right? Okay. They carry the clouds. It's the wind that's like way up there. The wind that's way up there. You're going to get everything you ask for and everything you want. You can add to the list too. Make some revisions. Make some revisions. You had a manifestation list for a while? Okay, go back and look at it. Make some revisions. This is the second reading that I've been told to do that. Maybe I need to take it more seriously for myself. My goodness. Go back and make some revisions. They didn't say make revisions last time. They just said like the perspective is going to be expanded. Make some revisions. Make some revisions. I don't want that anymore. I want this thing over here. You know, I got closer to my goal, but I'm not quite there yet, and I've changed my mind. I'm a different person now. I've walked a long way to get here. So I think I actually want this thing over here instead of this thing over here. Thanks. Change your mind. You're going to get what you asked for. An opportunity. This is not California. I'm going to clear the map. We're going to look at opportunity. We need to look at opportunity. There's an opportunity coming through. And we're going to clear this. We're going to revere the clear. Revere the clear way up here. We got an opportunity. So let's read on this opportunity. An opportune moment has arrived. Judgment. Ooh, you about to be judged. You about to be the judge. You about to be the judge. There's about to be a judge. You're about to be judged. Judgment carries justice. Judgment ushers in justice. Sometimes judgment is unjust. That's different. You know, people who judge other people because whatever. And it's not just. It's not a justice judgment. But if it's a judgment and it carries justice, that's different. If it's a judgment and it ushers in justice, okay, it means that you've done the work. What have you done? What have you done? And opportunities coming through because you're being judged. The spirits watch. The spirits see. The spirits listen. The spirits know. Okay? The spirits are older and longer and wiser and stronger than a lot of us. Than a lot of us. Okay? So you're being judged. Good. Then be judged. Good. Then be judged. Good. Okay, yeah. Did you clear the plate? Did you make some room? Good, then be judged. That's how I feel about it. Good, good. Okay, well, then be judged. That's fine. That's fine. Then be judged. Relax about it. Be judged. It's going to come through day and night. Like day and night. If you've been living in one kind of way or you've been living in one kind of, oh my God, spirit. Okay, thanks. If you've been living in one kind of, the reason that I'm laughing at this is because for 2 days now, recently, I've woken up really early. Normally, I stay up until like 4:30 in the morning. But recently, the spirits have shifted my schedule and I'm waking up at like 4 or 5 a.m. Flipperoo, okay? So it's going to be like day and night. It's going to be like day and night. Once this judgment comes through, they're going to ask you to sit and rule within this. This is an opportunity that's being brought through because of you. Because of you. It could be magic that you worked. It could be work that you've done that nobody else has really seen. It's like the stuff that you haven't gotten congratulations for yet. Luck is changing also, rearranging. You're about to receive everything that you've earned. Because that's what Judgment does. What did you earn? Who are you really? Let's look at the facts. If people are making cases against you, or the spirits could make cases against you, okay? What have you, now make a case for yourself. What have you done? You know what, I really did that. You know what, I really did that. I really did that. Yeah, I really did go through years of that work. I really did alter myself. I really did sit in accountability. I already did it. I already did it. The order is there. The order is ordered. This is what I ordered and this is how I did it. That's what you're being judged on. This is what I did. This is how I did it. So judge me then, because you know what? I'm kind of ready for it. Thank you. Yeah. There was a big kaboom when I said that. I don't know if you heard that or not in the microphone. And my light flickered too. They heard you. So judge me then. Yeah. Because I'm ready for that. I'm ready for a judgment. I'm ready to be judged. I feel very, prepared to be judged then. Prepared to be judged then. It's time. It's time. So it's going to be like day and night. The Swords King doesn't have to fight. The Swords King doesn't have to fight. Yeah, he's the King of Swords, but he doesn't have to fight. He knows how to wield the weapon, and he's done it so well that he doesn't have to ever pick it up again if he doesn't want to. He's done it so well, that's crazy to think about. People are not going to challenge him. People are not going to come up and try and fight them. He's the King of Swords. You want to try and go fight the King of Swords? No. People know. People know better, okay? So people are not going to try and fight you on this. Judgment's coming. People are not going to fight you. This is something very true. Interesting. People are not going to fight you on it. It's something like day and night. Day and night. Especially if you've been in a fight or you've been having to fight for something. You've been coming out of turbulence, turmoil, things that have been difficult, things that have been hard. Something about... There's a hidden card, okay? What is the hidden card? What card do you have that's hidden? Thanks, Spirit. What card? A hidden card? What card do you have that's hidden? Hidden. Hidden, 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 hidden. Are you hiding a card? What card are you going to play? What card are you going to play? Look up. Look up, look up, look up. The gods are sending more down. The gods, the spirits, there's more help on the way. There's more things coming through than you can recognize right now. Miracles happen every single day. Miracles happen every single day. Have you prayed about it? Have you asked about it? Have you done the work behind it? Then why wouldn't it happen? Why wouldn't it happen? Sometimes we go through hard lessons, but the spirits are not that cruel. The spirits are not that cruel. They follow the rule. They follow the rule. And the rule is of equal exchange. It's a balance. You paid for it, you asked for it, you prayed for it. You've actually been diligent in doing the work. What are you expecting? What are you expecting? You're expecting them to cut you down like all those other loser people did? No. They're going to make sure that you're all right. They're going to make sure you're okay. They saw you go through all those situations. They saw you go through what you were going through. The spirits sure did. The spirits did. They saw you go through what you were going through, okay? And because they saw you going through what you were going through and you handled it how you handled it for a reason. This is where the judgment's coming in. You handled it how you handled it for a reason. You're being judged on more than just the work that you put into this manifestation. You're being judged on the work that you've done and how the people that you've met through the process since you asked for what you asked for have met you. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, okay, good. So start looking up again, because they're going to start bringing through things, they being the spirits on your team. You're going to know if this is for you. They're going to start bringing through things where, thank you, Spirit, I'm looking up again. I believe in miracles again. I believe in miracles. Oh my God, I believe in luck. I believe in them again. I believe. This is crazy. I believe. Look up again, because they're going to start bringing things through that you're like, how? Miracles happen every single day. That's how. Miracles happen every single day. They happen every single day. This makes me want to cry. They happen every single day. So why wouldn't they bring some to you? Why wouldn't they bring some to you? Have you looked at why they maybe wouldn't? Have you dealt with it? Have you healed through it? Have you taken accountability and responsibility? Because you're going to be judged on that too. Good for you. Going through hard things sometimes makes us a cruel person. We've got to learn how to defend ourselves. We've got to learn how to protect ourselves. But if you've done that and it's still been kind, if you've done that and realigned, if you've done that and you've moved in a way that you know is going to be healthy for you and healthy for the people around you, and you've taken justice into account, there's an opportunity coming in that is bigger than you. It is bigger. It's going to arrive because of you, but it's bigger than you. This is something that the spirits are bringing through. This is something that, like, the miracle has arrived. The miracle has arrived. Praying for a miracle, asking for a miracle. What did you survive? Of course they're going to bring a miracle. And stop thinking otherwise. Stop thinking otherwise. They're going to bring the miracle. It's going to be like day and night. That's what miracles do. They change your life overnight. Boom, boom, like that. It's like a strike of lightning. It is. It is. I'm going to say that freely because it is. It's like a strike of lightning. Boom, there it is. The big crack in the sky. A strike of lightning come through. A miracle true. The luck is changing and rearranging because the spirits saw you. That's what's happening in this Pluto retrograde. That's what's happening. You're going to be the person you need to be when it shows up, this miracle opportunity. It's a miracle. It's a miracle you made it out of what you were going through. Think about how hard that was. It's a miracle you made it out. It's a miracle you made it out and you're still yourself. It's a miracle you made it out and you're not in more harm. It's a miracle you made it out and it wasn't harder. It's a miracle you made it out and you're done. It's a miracle you made it out. And maybe you're still going through things right now. Maybe you're still going through the process of... Miracles happen every day. Miracles change our way. Miracles change our life. They change our life. So if you're still in the middle of something that you're like, I don't really want to be here. I don't really want this. Let your miracle arrive. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Let your miracle show up. Let your miracle be. Let your miracle exist freely. Let your miracle exist freely. Let your miracle exist freely because it's time. Sometimes it's just time, and it's time. There's another one before we put this down, before we finish this up. Hold on. There's another one. This one, I have a feeling, is going to have something different to say. Okay. A chosen group, no more. You left a group of people and or just people in general, friends, lovers. Apply as needed. People. Aquarius. Society and people. Okay, you left people behind. You left people to blind them. You don't get to see my work anymore. You don't get to see my love anymore. You don't get to see me grow up and enjoy myself anymore. You left them behind so that you could focus on your work, your creation, your manifestation, your magic. Change your mind. Change your mind. Change your mind on why did you leave them behind? Change your mind? What is it? What is the change your mind? Change your mind. Why did you leave them behind? Were they terrible people? Were they not good for you? Were they hurting you? Were they abusing you maybe? Like, don't let their stories confuse you. Why'd you leave them behind? Oh, so they were not good for you. Oh, okay, so they were hurting you. Oh, okay, good. Well, then leave them. You already did. That's also when I was talking earlier about our sacrifices and payments to Pluto. That's a good example. Who'd you leave behind? We can make offerings at the altar, but sometimes if we're tapping into old magic, that's bigger than going to an altar. That's bigger than the work that you give at the offering. You could go to the altar every single day and how do I say that? That's another way to say it. How can I say it? You could go to the altar every single day and then go out into the world and still treat people like dirt. Okay, old magic sees that. The old gods see that. The spirits of old see that. Going to the altar, making offerings, and then Okay, right. So like old magic is bigger than just going to the altar. I'm not saying you're doing that or that there's people in here doing that. That's just an example. That's just an example. Okay. There are people in the world. Altars are bigger than witchcraft. Let's really think about it. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's really think about that one. Old magic sees it, and this is a time of old magic being bound up with us because of Aquarius. Aquarius is the old magic, it's the old ways, it's the old winds coming in to change things. Authority in this time is going to be a lot bigger than us. Okay. Us being you and me, us being bigger than our collective, us being bigger than our societies. Authority is bigger than our society at this time. So just, you know, ride as you need to. Ride as you need to. That's part of the reason that so much changes while Pluto's in Aquarius. And there's so much like rebellion, revolution energy of Pluto in Aquarius. That's the reason it's around, is because the authority is given back to the spirits. It's given back to the old spirits. It's given back. Pluto in Aquarius allows the authority to return to where it came from in the first place. We still have authority. Okay, it's a discernment between when is our authority more important, when is the spirit's authority more important. It's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The old authorities, though, do you see what's happening on the earth right now? Okay, so let's really clock it. Let's really track it. Yeah. Let's really clock it. Let's really track it. What's really going on? If you can see that, okay, cool. Move as necessary then. Move as necessary then, because there are things going on in the world, again, bigger than you and me. And spiritual authority, the old spirits, is not bigger than them. What's happening in the world right now? This is a moment of clarity, okay? What's happening in the world right now that is turbulent, that is not good, that we look at and we're like, how is that happening and how are we going to do anything about it? The old spirits are also a little upset. The old spirits, why did you wake us up? We got to be awake now. We got to deal with these problems. Okay. Sometimes things have to happen because they have to happen the way they have to happen, and old magic requires that it happens in the way that it happens. Talk about an elusive sentence, okay? Not a loose sentence, but an elusive one, okay? Not intrusive, just elusive. It is what it is. Yeah, but the old spirits are around right now being like, why did you wake us up? Why did you wake us up? I don't want to be awake right now. I don't want to be awake right now. We were resting. We were peaceful. We were sleeping. But it's not peaceful anymore. It's not peaceful here now. It's not peaceful. So they'll step back into authority, those old spirits. They're going to step back into authority. And they're going to do what's necessary. They're going to do what's necessary to make sure that authority on the earth. This is a message that Spirit's been bringing to me since around the time that Pluto stepped into Aquarius. The authority that is on the earth, and this requires knowledge and like wisdom about spiritual hierarchy. So within your practice, apply as necessary. Okay. The authority that's on the earth right now, the authority that is bound to the earth by the human beings, things like the structures and the systems and how they have authority, that's going to be very different depending on the lens and the perspective that you sit in. So as necessary, discern. That authoritative sort of, thank you, Spirit, that authoritative viewpoint, that authoritative action, that authority spirit that the humans have created on the earth. Okay, well, the old beings have a larger authority than that. The authority that we sit in on the earth comes from a pocket. It's like a pocket, and then we lock it on the earth. Okay, this is how we're going to sit in the authority down here. This is how our authority works. But if the old spirits are fed up with, think about a kid who's like messing with something. They keep doing it over and over and over again. They keep hurting themselves or getting in trouble, and they keep having to go back to mom and dad or like the older beings, right? Or it's like there's another kid who keeps hurting. Say that your kids are, not you, but say that there's kids at school and one of them's always the bully, right? And like now everybody in class is miserable and everybody in class is whatever, right? The kids are going home and telling their parents about it. Well, the parents are going to tell the school. Okay, old authority is returning. Spiritual hierarchy stuff. So that's Saturn and Pisces as well. Discern as necessary. Spiritual hierarchy, old authority returning. What are you learning about? Old authority, justice, the spiritual authority. Your authority. What does that look like? It's going to be different for every person. The cards that came out is basically everything I was just talking about. I just hadn't looked at the cards yet. Let's go back to, that's true. Let's go back to the people that you left, right? Okay. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of this one. People that you left, why'd you really leave them? People also who are offered, like every single person is offered spiritual authority, and the more that you practice and the more that you learn about spiritual authority and spiritual hierarchy, the more you come to understand how you yourself sit in authority and you yourself sit within the spiritual right of authority. Different for every person, different for every peoples, different for every folk, different for every tradition, different for every permission. It's different for every single place, space, embrace. Okay, it's different. So really sit and discern, because it really is going to be different from person to person who's watching this. So if you're sitting in your authority and you're saying, I'm leaving these people because of these other reasons, that you are grounding your authority. You become like a vessel for the authority of the old. Even if you're not necessarily like institutionalized in that authority or in the hierarchies that exist on the earth, you know, the systems, the structures, the hierarchies. Even if you're not within authority in those positions and you just exist as a single person, you look at how you're related to society, if that's applicable to you as well. And like, you know, like job, business, money, structures. Okay. Then you're grounding your authority on the earth when you do things like that. You're grounding your authority when you leave people. I'm going to use my authority. I'm going to sit and judge this situation. And you know what? I don't need to be here. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave and I'm moving on because I've seen the truth of this and I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for the time and the effort. And my authority says we're done with this. My authority says we're finished with this. My authority that has been given to me. Thank you for investing me with the authority of the Spirit. In that authority, I'm gone. I'm not going to sit in that. I'm not going to do that. That's not for me. I'm not doing it. It's not. I'm going to leave it. The Spirit sees that. The spirits see that. The authority that's up in the Spirit sees that. There's been a wave of that happening. There's been a wave of it. It's not just been you. It's been a lot of people. It's been a lot of people. It's been a lot of people. And because of that, individually, because again, Aquarius is society. We might not know the other people, but they're there. So if there's a bunch of people who are grounding that authority on the earth saying, we're leaving this behind, we're leaving this behind, we're leaving this behind, we're no longer going to touch these things, we're leaving these behind. Something in the air is ending. Sometimes there's grief involved with that process. There might not be, though. It depends on who you are and how you process those things. Something in the air is ending. Remember I was talking about Pluto and Aquarius as the bindings of the air? There's some kind of, oh God. There's some kind of, Spirit, let them hear it. Okay. There's some kind of authority that has been grounded on the earth. Again, it may not be the authority necessarily that's institutionalized or the systems of hierarchies, but there's authority that even if people who are doing wrong outside of the ways of old authority or are causing problems for other people on a consistent relative basis, even if those people are not necessarily the authority within an institution or the authority of a system, even if they haven't been given the power of authority by a system or an institution, they're still being corrected. And how do I say this? There's enough people at this point who have said no more of that. We're not doing that anymore. I'm not going to be that kind of person. We're taking accountability for things in this time, in this era. We're not doing that. I'm done with it. We're not going to be that kind of person who is not just. We're going to be in the justice. We're going to be sitting in responsibility to the spirits, responsibility to the hierarchies of the spirit, responsibilities to myself, yourself, the practice that you keep, the practice that I keep too, you know. Sitting in responsibility to that. Okay, and we're leaving these other situations. Something in the air. Aquarius is the big old winds. They come unexpectedly. Something in the air about that authority of humans that's cruel, that used to rule, but no longer does, is coming to an end. Something's coming to a close. We're too close to it to even see it. You know how when you're in a situation, thanks Spirit, you know how when you're in a situation, this is not about your manifestation. This is more about society's movements. Okay. You know how when you're in a situation and like you can't see what's going on, but somebody outside the situation can see what's going on? They're like, clearly that person's taking advantage of that person, but they can't see what's going on yet. They don't know for whatever reason. That's how the spirits are sitting right now with what's happening on the earth. And look at what's happening on the earth. The spirits right now, thank you, Spirit. The spirits right now, the spirits, the gods, even the nameless spirits, okay? The spirits that are reverence to you. They're looking down at the earth being like, well, they don't even know. They're so close to this ending, they don't even know. Close could be literally 20 years. Close could be when, I don't know. They're so close to the ending of authority, they can't even see it because we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of it happening. So they're like, you can't even see it. It's already there. It's already there. It's just being cleaned up. It's being cleaned up right now. So clean up. So clean up. Clean up the life that you live. Clean up. Clean up. When it comes to authority, make sure you clean up. How are you sitting in your authority? Make sure you clean that up. Clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. It'll lean up, clean up, it'll lean up. Also, like, lean up. Give you something to lean on, lean up. Yep. Also, lean being like things are shedding. Clean up, it'll lean up. Clean up. It could be cleaning up things in your community. It could be cleaning things up within the house. It could be cleaning things up. Clean up where you feel it's not. Clean up. Go clean up. Clean the altar if you need to. Clean up. It's time to clean up. Because think about what's going on in the world. We clean up our own personal authority with the authority that we've been given in the spirit. It's going to help clean things up in the world. It's going to activate those spirits to come through and come down. Sometimes things need to stay. That's been kind of a theme through the reading. Sometimes things need to go, sometimes things need to stay. Look at the authority that's around you that's good, that you agree with. Look at the authority you practice in that you need. Look at the authority that you work in that is of truth. Look at it from a true perspective. Is it what is good for me and good for the earth and good for the situation or not? Sometimes things need to stay. We can't get rid of everything. Again, I like my life. Let me stay here. Thank you. Let me stay alive, rather. Because there are things I would like to be leaving right now. So let me stay alive. And that not everything needs to go. Not everything needs to go. Not everything needs to go. Sometimes when you reap things and you call things through death, there are seeds in there that need to be replanted again. Yeah, sometimes things need to be replanted. Sometimes the cycle needs to continue. So make sure that you're doing identification within the life as well. Not just the things that you've gotten rid of, but the things that you've stayed true in. The things that you've said, yes, I will do this. Yes, I will continue this. I will remain accountable. I will remain responsible. Okay, good. That's called the spirits to wake up also. That's called the spirits to wake up also. It's not just death and destruction, it's life. If we're clearing things out, something's got to be imbued to it. Something's got to come in, right? So it's happening simultaneously, though. It's not going to just get and then replaced. It's happening at the same time. Okay. I feel like that's it. Is that it? It feels done. It feels through. So we'll clear it. That was a big one. That was a different one. See, sometimes the good stuff gets put at the end because... the hidden card, right? Right, okay. Interesting. So gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up your brew. Keep doing what you need to do. I also am gonna go clean up my house. I'm gonna go clean up. I'm gonna take care of some things. I've been cleaning up, it feels like, for a while, for a long time. Cleaning up, lean it up, clean it up, lean it up. And there'll be some other, this is kind of like a mini Pluto Retrograde series. I had the blog come out recently. There's some other things that are going to be coming out with Pluto Retrograde. So if you're interested in those up and coming works, you know where to find me. I'll be here, and it is what it is. So I'll see you next time. Keep up the brew. Keep doing the work that you do. I will too. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.